welcome back to another video. Today we'll be making berry medley dessert. Now, we were going to go ahead and make cherry delight, but that we don't have enough cherries for. Now, this recipe requires a couple things you will need, and it's very good. I personally love it. I've had it a bunch. It's all good. Now, I have something else to say. We have a YouTube channel. Most of you may not know. Some, I don't know. But we do have a YouTube channel. Just type in McKinley. If that doesn't work, type in April McKinley. McKinlay. And subscribe. Leave a like on all the videos. And let's get into it.
Okay. All right. So, like he said, today we're going to make a dessert. This is a really easy dessert. It is a no-bake dessert, which makes everything better. And it's a great classic dessert that most everyone enjoys. It's a good dessert to take to gatherings. It's a great dessert for at home. I make it for holidays a lot. My husband and my son request it all the time. And the nice thing about it is you can switch it up to make it how you like, or to have whatever you have around the house. For instance, normally I make a cherry delight, but I didn't have any canned cherries right now, and I just can't go to the store at the drop of a hat, so I just dug around until I found something different, and I have a canned fruit mix called berry medley, so we're gonna make berry medley delight today. And it has a mix of blueberries and raspberries and strawberries in it, I think. So that should be just as good as cherry delight. Okay, so this dessert can be made small in an 8x8 or in a pie plate, or you can make a bigger one. Usually if I make it for a family gathering, I make a big pan, like a 9x13 size pan. But these measurements I'm going to give you are for a smaller amount. So an 8x8, or today we're going to make it in an actually already prepared pie shell. A graham cracker crust is how you normally make it. This is cheating, and I'm okay with it. This is what I call semi-homemade. That we had one of these already made pie shells. It's just graham cracker crust. You can get these at the store, $1, $2. If you get the great value kind at Walmart, I think they're like $1. And they're really quick and easy, and it gives you a container that you can use to take it places. It gives you an easy throwaway option so you don't have more dishes to wash. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mix cream cheese and sugar. This is a cheesecake-like base. So we're going to put a whole block of cream cheese in our bowl as such. Okay, we've already washed our hands. That's very important. We're always washing our hands, especially when we're making food for others or for ourselves. Okay, and then we're going to beat the crap out of it, basically. Okay, so my mixer professional over here is going to mix it. It's already soft. It's been sitting out for a while on the counter so that it's not cold. So it should mix smoothly pretty well. You want it nice and smooth. My beaters are already have stuff on them because I made my own whipped cream. You can use Cool Whip. Usually that's what I use. I just didn't have Cool Whip, and I did have whipping cream, so I made my own. We'll talk about that in a minute. So 8 ounces of cream cheese, 1 block, and he's going to mix that up really, really well right now. Okay, go ahead. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And low or high?
Just start out with low, then you can move it up as you go.
This takes a while.
Go ahead. You can turn it up a little. So all you're doing is really trying to get it smooth, but then you're going to add one of the few ingredients. This has very few ingredients, and about 2/3 or so of a cup of sugar. I say or so because it's kind of, again, one of those things that's to taste. If you like it to be sweeter, you can add a little more, you can add a little less. Just kind of do it to taste. So I'm going with about 2/3 of a cup, and he's going to mix that in there.
Now, at first it kind of starts looking like popcorn.
Yeah, a little bit it does. You're right. So that's it. The sugar and the cream cheese are nice and smooth, well mixed together. The only thing that we have left to do is mix this sugar and cream cheese with this, which is whipped cream. Or like I said, any other, if you have Cool Whip, use Cool Whip. It would be like one regular size container of Cool Whip. I think they're like 8 ounces. So this is homemade Cool Whip, homemade whipped cream, which is just your heavy whipping cream and a little bit of sugar, and you beat it until it's nice and stiff. Okay, so that's what we did because I was out of Cool Whip. So we're going to put this mixture into our Cool Whip, and then he's going to mix it together briefly. Won't take long. And then we'll put it in our pie shell. This is one of the most simple desserts, and it's one of the most delicious. Everyone loves it. There's never any left when we take it somewhere. When we have it just here at the house, the guys finish it up in no time. So that is really nice. And like I said, it's no bake. So if it's summertime, this is a great dessert for summertime. You don't have to turn the oven on. Okay, let's keep it on low at first. Real quick, we're just going to scrape the sides of our bowl like we always do to make sure that we're not missing anything or not getting it mixed in well. Because you want it to be smooth. You don't want any lumps in there, right? Okay, go ahead. One more turn around with the... Okay, so as you could probably see, if you're not careful with your mixer, you can end up sending little bits flying, which is, fine as long as you clean that up. It probably would have been better to use a bigger bowl, then we wouldn't have had so much splattering and flying around, but that's okay. So once you clean off your beaters, get as much off of there as you can because you don't want to lose any of that yumminess. You can put it in your pie shell. Now, we didn't make the graham cracker crust. Like I said, we cheated a little, which is totally okay. I have no problem with that. We're busy. People are busy at home. Sometimes you just don't have time and you got to take the cheater way out. And in this case, that's all right. But if you decide to make your own graham cracker crust, which is also easy and delicious, you just get a package of graham crackers. One package of them, crush them up. You can do that by putting them in a Ziploc bag and beating on them with a rolling pin. You can do it by putting them in a food processor, whatever, just so that you get them into crumbs. Then you're going to mix in 4 to 6 tablespoons of butter and maybe 1/4 to 1/2 cup of sugar. Again, you can adjust that to your taste. Mix that all together and then press it into the pan that you're going to put your dessert in. Put it in the fridge for a couple of minutes so that that melted butter will set up. And then just put your dessert in there. You don't have to bake it or anything like that. So it's pretty easy. Okay, so we have our cream cheese Cool Whip sugar mixture, which if you could taste it right now, it'd taste a little bit cheesecakey, which is delicious, right? Who doesn't love cheesecake? And we're going to put it into our pie shell because that's what we're using today. Spread it around so that it's nice and even. Okay, get it all in there. Oh yeah. And this is really nice because you can change the topping like I did. Usually, like I said, we make cherry delight, didn't have that, found what we had. You could put any kind of fruit topping on here that you want. You could put like a strawberry topping. You could put even a apple topping, blueberry, whatever. And you could make your own topping. It doesn't have to be a canned topping. Again, we're kind of taking the easy way out today. Okay, our personal favorite around here, like Pickle told you, is cherry. But anything works, and you might have your own personal favorite.
And this sounds like crazy, but can you do it with oranges too?
You could put anything you want on there, even oranges, especially if they were those little tiny mandarin orange slices.
Like, what do they call it? I forget.
Clementines?
No.
Is that what you're thinking of?
Like the little tiny oranges.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Clementines are the little ones. Unless you're thinking of mandarins, which are the really small ones.
I don't know.
Okay, so next up, and the last step really, is our topping. And all you're going to do is take your fruit topping, whatever your topping is that you chose, and you're going to put it on top and spread it around till it covers that cream cheesy topping that we had. You can even kind of swirl it together at the top a little, and that makes it really pretty too. I don't usually swirl it, but I'll tell you, that's only because I'm usually just not feeling it. I just want to get it together, and nobody leaves it sit long enough to notice whether it looks pretty or not, so I don't really worry about it too much. But if you're trying to make it fancier looking, giving it that little swirl is super easy. Just kind of drag a knife through it. It'll kind of swirl through, give it a nice little marbled look. Okay. We've just about got her done, really. Here it is. And that was, I mean, it like took us no time at all. Now you're going to want to put it in the fridge for a couple of hours. This is probably the hardest part, is waiting, so that cream cheese layer can set back up, so that it'll cut a nice piece when you take it out. But that's it. I mean, that's really it. You could have, if you were really feeling fancy, instead of fruit, you could make some kind of chocolate layer on top. I've made a smaller amount of the cream cheese and used it as about half of the filling, and then put like a pumpkin pie type of filling on the top. We did that in one of my classes this year, actually. The kids really enjoyed it. So there's truly so many options that you could do here. So if you have an idea of how you would change this for your family, or if you have a question on whether you could try this or that instead of what we did here today, leave that in the comments. Let me know, and we can talk about it. Or take a picture of something that you made, share that with us. We're always interested in seeing something new from you. So everybody have a wonderful day. It's pretty nice outside. Try to get out there and do something. And then when you come back in, maybe you've made a fancy special dessert like this, which looks fancier than it really was, and just enjoy that and keep enjoying time with your family, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.
Peace.